Is college a scam? This is the question everybody has been asking for decades. And honestly, every single time I hear someone talk about this, they're talking with emotion, not necessarily logic and facts. All right, so buckle up today because the answer may not be what you expect. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button too. It's free, costs nothing. And I've only got 40 subs, and so it helped me out a lot. Anyway, let's talk about college. So whenever this topic comes up, and it's typically within a TikTok or Instagram comment section, a lot of people are fighting with their emotion. And what this means is the people who could not afford to go to college are jealous, and they want to make people feel bad for going. And the people who could afford to go to college, who probably had their parents pay for it for them, are entitled and are trying to back up their decision of why they wasted 4 years of life. So I feel like out of anybody, I have the most unbiased opinion because before college, I was a truck driver and doing very well in that world. And after college, I am an architect making a very similar amount of money, but I wasted or used 4 years of my life to get that degree. So you're probably asking yourself, why exactly did I do this? Why did I spend 4 years of my life to make the same amount of money? And this point will kind of back up my argument that we go over later. But I spent that money and I spent that time to do what I wanted to do for life. So blue collar jobs, I don't think they're bad. I think they're a fantastic producer of money. And if that money is spent correctly, you will be very, very rich. A lot of the time you'll be richer than doctors, but this is only if you spend the money correctly. I cannot emphasize the amount of blue collar workers that I know who took their money and they spent it on RVs, on loans, on a Duramax, whatever it is, they wasted their money. This is 99% of blue collar workers. But if you start at 18 years old and do nothing but invest for the first couple of years, you will become very, very wealthy and you will beat out the doctors who are spending lots of time and lots of interest on their school loans to get that degree. So if we just leave the argument there, blue collar working sounds like the best option, but we also need to look at college as well. I personally think college is a scam because the things that they teach you in college can be learned very, very easily on the job. And if you pick a job, for example, just any corporate office job that's not a specialized degree, you pretty much start from zero and start learning everything on the job site while you're going. And so what is the point of getting a college education if you start over and learn everything from zero again? And the answer to this is that it is a ticket. Your college diploma is a ticket to get you in the door at JP Morgan or whatever corporate job you're working. It'll get you in the door to start earning some good income. So why would anybody want to do this, especially if you can earn more or a similar income working a blue collar job? Well, the answer to that for a lot of people is because they can. And the other answer is because it's what they want to do. So working a blue collar job is not necessarily everyone's cup of tea. Some people like me, I love truck driving. I love doing that. That was very fun, but I wanted to do something else more, right? And so that's why I saved up the money, went to college, and became an architect. And for other people, it's a similar story. Maybe they don't really love construction. Like my brother, for example, he's an accountant. He's really good with math, computers, numbers, client relations, right? If someone stuck him on a job site to build an apartment complex, that would be absolute torture for him. And so he knew what he had to do. He went to college, got the degree or got the ticket to get in the door, and then ended up doing what he really wanted to do in life. But in this case, accounting doesn't necessarily pay better than a blue-collar job. So again, back to my original argument, if you wanted to maximize your money and be the richest person in the world, you go work a blue-collar job, you invest everything you make because time in the market is better than timing the market, right? And so if you start at 18 by investing and working, you will have a lot more money than that person who went to college and got that degree. But also, if you're doing that path, working blue collar, you may be missing the point that you might not be fully in doing what you enjoy in life. So to conclude this entire argument, blue collar is better to produce money if that money is spent correctly, and a lot of the time it is not. College is better to do what you love and to do what you enjoy. Now, if you are going to college and you're 18 maybe right now and you have no clue what you want to do in life, do not go to college because you're wasting your time not even knowing what you want to do with your life, which defeats the main point of college, doing what you want, right? So to conclude this completely, either path is fine, but you need to understand why you are there in the first place. If you don't understand this simple concept, then maybe it's time to whip out a piece of paper, start jotting down what you like, what you don't like, and figure out what you need to do in life. So, if you made it to this point in the video, I appreciate you for watching, appreciate you for sticking around, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.